Not suddenly and all at once like this.
Well, Congressman Adam Schiff joins us this morning.
He is the ranking Democrat on the House Intelligence Committee. Good morning, Congressman. First, talk about the U.S. attorneys to see so many removed so quickly.
Well, it is very unusual that they would be essentially fired en masse, and apparently many of them, like Preet, not even notified in advance they were going to be let go. And in his case, it appears contrary to what the president himself had told him. Usually you want to have this done in a much more organized fashion and allow people to tie up loose ends in the office and have a smooth transition. None of that is happening here. Whether this is simply a level of incompetence in the administration or more, we don't know, but highly unusual.
And Congressman, I want to ask you, the Intelligence Committee has given the Department of Justice until tomorrow to hand over any evidence of wiretapping President Obama of Trump Towers. What happens if no evidence is turned over?
Well, I don't think any of us really expect them to turn over evidence of this. No one I've talked to has seen a shred of evidence to indicate there was any truth behind this allegation that President Trump made. On March 20th, though, we will bring the director of the FBI, among other top officials, before the Congress, before our committee, in an open hearing. We'll be asking exactly these questions, and I think at that time we'll be able to put this to rest.
Now, are there ramifications if no evidence is presented? Any kind of punishment or discipline or anything that would happen?
You know, there's no punishment or discipline, but the problem is that each time the president makes these ridiculous and baseless claims, he undermines his own credibility. And if we have a crisis down the road, if, for example, he claims that Iran is cheating on the nuclear deal, will people believe him? Number one, people wonder if it's true, but let's say it is true. That's even more serious because he may be asking the nation to take action. He may be asking our allies to work with us. And if he has lost his credibility, what chance does he have of persuading people?
Global implications for this.
Absolutely. I wanted to ask you real quickly. There was an ABC News story about Roger Stone, a former Trump advisor, with direct links to the DNC hackers on Twitter. How significant is that?
It is significant, and here's the context. You have candidate Trump basically telling in a press conference to the Russians, hey, if you're listening, hack Hillary's emails, you'll be richly rewarded. The question is, were there also private conversations between Trump people and Russians about doing exactly that? And here you now have Roger Stone admitting, as a campaign person of Trump's, that he was in touch with Guccifer II, which was a cutout for Russian intelligence. And you also have him predicting that John Podesta would be sort of in the barrel. Basically, he would be in the line of fire soon. And then after that, you have the release of the Podesta emails. So very troubling circumstantial indication of some kind of contact, certainly between Stone and Russian intelligence.
That's been the big missing link, is this indication of collusion. And you're suggesting this may be.
Well, I'm suggesting this is something the committee really has to look into. Mr. Stone obviously claims this was completely innocent. He doesn't have a time machine. His contacts with WikiLeaks took place after the leak of documents, and yet he did predict that John Podesta would face trouble, and I think he has a lot of explaining to do.
All right, Congressman. So much to talk about. Wish we could spend more time on it. Thanks for joining us.